Angie Bell with My Fairy Treasures. Okay, you guys, I am coming at you. I altered these Santa sleighs. Yeah, Santa sleighs. They were red originally, and I don't know where I put the original ones. I bought like 10 or 12 of them. I'll find them. I got a lot going on up in this craft room. So anyway, let me show you how they turned out. Okay, you saw in the pictures before. I did a bunch of pictures with music and all that, so you saw how they turned out. It's hard for me to show in this camera because they're kind of tall. Let me see if I can, let me see what I can show you. This is the inside of the Santa sleigh. Like all the stuff that I put in it. Okay. And then this is what the Santa sleds look like. Aren't those so cute, you guys? Now these were red. And that's the front of it. Okay. And there's the side. And this is what they look like. All filled up. And like I said, this is not the best way to show these, but what happens is underneath this camera, this whole thing is so tall that it's hard to show tall things like that under the camera. Let me see if I come up a little bit more and see if I can get it a little bit better. We'll see. In fact, just a second, guys. Let me bring it up like that before my camera falls. Let me see what I can do there. Nope, gotta bring this up. So you guys will have to excuse the camera going up and down for a second. I'm trying my best to get you to see what's going on. Okay, so this is the inside of the sled. I have a bunch of goodies put in there. Just a bunch of little goodies from my craft room. I think something fell out of here. Yeah, I had another flower. Did it hit the ground? Yep, it did. Okay. Like I knew I had it completely filled out. So, okay. So it's all filled up, and that's just, this is what this one looks like from the side. There we go. Oh, I didn't show you the back. Here's the back. Look how cute. I'm using those one, they're stuffed characters, but I call them like little dolls. And I still haven't been able to find this lady's name. What happened was, and she creates these dolls. And I can't, what I did this was like 6 years ago, I went and I think I went to Pinterest anyway, and I went ahead and saved a bunch of pictures of her dolls. And then I used to have where you can go to her site, so you guys can go, to her site and see all her beautiful artwork, and you can see her craft room. Well, she's not on YouTube anymore, and my iPad that had it saved, like her site, is gone. And the reason I can't remember it is because the name is in like whole nother language, and it's like 15 characters long. So if I can come across it, I will, because I know people are going to want to, if they can, get some of those images. So anyway, this is what we're making. We are altering these sleds. I did one in the white, and I did one in pink. And they're very, this one's more shabby chic. This one's more like maybe farmhouse or French country. I decorate my Christmas basically shabby chic, but French country, farmhouse, it all fits in there. Okay, so what I have here is I pre-painted the sleds, or Santa sleighs. So I have a white one here, and I have a pink one here, and I'll tell you how I prep these. Now the insides I didn't worry about that much because they're going to get filled. I just made sure that I sprayed like right on the inside. But besides that, I didn't worry about it. Okay, so let me talk about how I prep this. And I did all the prepping off camera because it's paint. There's drying time involved. So, okay. So, let me just make sure I can bring this down a little bit more. Bring this down, I think, a little more. Let's see. Oh! Oh my God, you guys. I brought my camera down and it just came right towards me. Okay. You guys are going to have to bear with me with this camera situation today, because I don't usually, after I get it set, I don't usually touch it. But like I said, I want you guys to be able to see what was inside of these Santa sleighs. Okay. It's a little too much. We don't need to see me completely. Okay, there we go. Yep, just wearing my same old gray t-shirt because I'm painting. Okay, so this was originally red. These are those red Santa sleighs. I wanted to show you the original red ones, but like I said, for some reason I can't find all the ones I bought. Like I said, they're somewhere. Okay, so these are red originally. So this is their shape. Okay, so you guys know what you're looking for at Dollar Tree. Okay, but they're just red and shiny. I think they say Merry Christmas on them. I'm not sure. So what you need to do to get it to this nice white, what I did is I took Kills, K-I-L-Z. I took the spray Kills. And the reason I did that first is because I can get a nice coat on pretty evenly, quickly. Okay, let that dry for, you know, half an hour, whatever it takes to dry. Then I took Kills again, but the one in a can. You can get a can that is, and you get all this at Home Depot, Lowe's, or Walmart. A can of Kills, K-I-L-Z, you can buy by the quart or the gallon. I buy it by the gallon because I also use it as in place of gesso in my mixed media. Which we'll be getting back to some mixed media stuff too, very soon. But I'm doing Christmas crafts right now, having a blast too. Anyway, you take the Kills that's in your, either in your quart or the gallon of it, and you put 2 coats, and that's a paintable one, okay? So you only do the spray one the first time. Then you can take that, because now you got a good base to work off. You have something for the paint to really grab onto. Okay, so now you're using the Kills again, which is, they're both wall primers. So then you're going to take the one that's in the can, paint it on with a brush, and I would do 2 coats. And then that gets this covered pretty well. Now you don't see that it's red anymore. Okay, so I did the same process to the pink one. But what I did with the pink one is okay, I sprayed 1 coat of the Kills in a spray can. Then I did 2 coats of the Kills in a can and did it with a brush. Then I took a dry brush like this, and this pink color here, which is called, it's Apple Barrel Cameo Pink. And you get this at Walmart 50 cents. It's a beautiful, just beautiful pink. With a dry brush, which means don't wet your brush, and barely any paint, and I just went over this like this, okay? Just barely went over it. And that's how I got pink. And I still wanted those white striations to show through, okay? So, and I still want those white striations to show through. In fact, I want a little bit more, so I'm going to do that part with you right now. I'm going to get a little paint on my mat here. So again, dry brush. Now, you can have the brush wet, but just make sure it's as dry as you can with a paper towel, okay? Very little bit of paint. You don't want hardly any paint on here, okay? And make sure I'm in frame. And I'm just doing this to give, because what I want is I want it to be shabby. I don't want, I want it to be shabby. So that's why I want a little bit of white going through. Okay? I want it to look distressed. So that's why there's some white going through. So I don't want it to be perfectly painted pink. Even when I put the pink on, I put the pink on very kind of haphazardly. Some white still showed through, but I still wanted a little bit more white showing through. Okay? Hopefully you guys are still seeing this. So just lightly touch this. And make sure that you're not doing it evenly, okay? All right, let's go to this side. The stiffer the brush, I find the better. Okay, that looks good. Another brush that would be good is like a painter's brush. The ones you get from in the paint section at Lowe's or whatever. That's another good brush to do this kind of stuff with. But if you don't have that, just use whatever paintbrush you have and just use it as dry as possible and as little bit of paint as possible. And see, when I do the second one, I'm not going all the way over. This one I went all the way over. This one I'm just going to go halfway, and this one I'll go here. So make it very unevenly is what I'm trying to say. Okay? So now we got all of our sides with that white on it now. So now it looks very distressed, pink distressed. Okay, so let me set that aside and let that dry. Let me wipe this brush off because I want to use this brush again for, my black paint. I wish to goodness I had a million of these brushes. I love it for the kind of stuff I'm doing right now. This is a cheapy little brush that I got for free, and some cheap paints that I got from, oh, I can't think of that store. I don't go there very often. Oh, I wonder if that store's the name of it's gonna come to me. At any rate, it was a cheap brush that I got in a kit of cheap paints. But I didn't really end up liking the cheap paints. It's cheap, I think cheap watercolor, I can't remember. I think some type of cheap paint. Anyway, but I sure ended up liking this brush. And I always say that, even when you think that the brush is cheap or chintzy or it's too stiff, there's always a good reason to use a cheap, stiff brush. So keep those brushes in your collection of brushes. Okay, next, hopefully I got enough white off of here. I think I did. Yeah, I think I got enough off of here. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it with black paint. So, again, Apple Barrel, 50 cent, Walmart. Okay. Let me make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. And then we're just going to, oh. Now, if that happens where my brush just has way too much damn paint on it, you can take a baby wipe and it'll smear it a little bit and take some off at the same time. So, smear it to what you like. So I like that right there. So we're going to go ahead and let that go like that. Perfect. Now I need to take some of this darn paint off of here. Okay. And you're just trying to get some little, and then here I just went to the top a little bit and just, there we go. Okay, same thing here. And if you just really mess up and you feel like there's just way too much, like that, and you feel like there's just way too much paint, you can always go back through with white on top of it. I had to do that on my last one because I got a little bit too much with, it can be a little bit difficult to load your brush with the right amount of black. So it can get, it can get crazy real quick with your black. So that I like. All right, and then let's do this. So your best thing with the black is to like wipe your brush off and then wipe it off again. Because it can get crazy real quick. But anyway, there we go. Now we have, let me see what you're looking at. So now we have it just a nice distressing. Now this doesn't look plastic, does it? Now this looks like it's made out of metal or it's made out of wood. Okay. All right, so now we're done with this part. So let me get this black up before I make a mess of it. Just a second, I dropped the brush that I need. Okay. You know another brush I use, and it's actually a quite smaller brush. I could have used this brush, and I think this is the brush I might have used, especially for the black. See how small that is? I think I might have used that one for the black. And that would have even been easier to get a better stretch. So try first a smaller one for the black. The white was perfect with that other one I used, and no one's going to have the same brushes, you guys. So the main thing is that you use very little paint, okay? No matter what brush you decide to use. Okay. So let me let this dry. Let's go back to the pink one. And I'm sure it's dry. Yeah, it dries quick when you're working with such a little bit of paint. So the next thing we want to do is we want to start decoupaging on the are little signs on the side, which are so cute. Okay, so on this one, let me make sure which one I want to use on this one. Yeah. Okay, I got these French looking labels, and you just put French labels in on Graphics Fairy, and that's where I got these French labels. Aren't these fabulous? So this is going to go on the front. These are going to go on the side. I had to make a bunch of copies of this page. And on each page, there'll be like 5 or 6 labels. So you'll get a bunch on a page. On this one gives you like maybe 8 or 9 because they're smaller. Okay. And then this is, again, that lady's work of her little dolls. They're really like stuffed figures, but they're so beautiful. I call them little dolls. Aren't they fabulous? Oh, love them. Okay, so and if anybody has seen her work and knows who she is, please put her name below. I think it starts with an M. You know what? I could never even say her name. Like I said, it's in a whole nother language. It's from another country. So it was just always hard to do that. Okay, this is what I'm going to, well, do I want to try? Yeah, I'm going to do it. Okay, I don't normally use a glue stick for this kind of work. I usually use my decoupage medium. But I've been using my glue stick and it's been working good. So I'm going to try my glue stick. So it's up to you whether you want to use decoupage to put this on or the glue stick. My Green Acres, hey girl, she does, and you guys have to go check out Our Green Acres. I'll link her below. She likes to use a spray adhesive. She goes outside and she sprays them. So then she makes it kind of like into a sticker, which I think is kind of cool too. So there's more than one way to do this. And I'm kind of making it into like a sticker too when I put this glue stick on here. And especially for a video, I like the instant, I don't have all this mess to deal with. I'm not decoupaging over the top of it. Oh, I do want to say that. To protect the paint on here, you might want to do a flat clear spray paint. To get a clear flat spray paint, just to preserve the paint part on here. I'm not going to do it on these ones because I'm showing you guys, I'm doing this tutorial. I don't have time for that to dry and all that. So, and I want to show you how I'm putting these on. So, but on my next ones that I make, I'm going to put some a clear spray coat over it, and I would use a matte. Because you want this to look matte. I mean, unless you want it to look shiny, it's up to you. I want mine to look matte because I want that matte distressed look. So, but I would maybe go ahead and put like a cover on it. A clear spray, a coat of clear spray paint on top as protection. Okay. So next, let's just go back to the other side. And now, get a paper towel. Okay, so I'm going to put the other one that we have, it's the same exact one, on that side. And isn't this fun? This is so fun. It's so quick, easy. You just have to find these Santa sleighs. I only found them at one of my Dollar Trees. I haven't seen them at the other 2 that I like to go to. I mean, I really have 5 or 6 Dollar Trees that I like, but there's 3 by my house. And at all 3, I only found it at one. These Santa sleighs. So, if you can't find it at the one close to you, go to a couple different ones and you can hopefully find them. I went online to see if I can find them online and they weren't online. So I try to do that. Things that I want to buy, like I know 10 or 12 of, like I bought 12 of these. because I'm making 4 of them just for myself for Christmas, and then I want to have some to do more DIYs with, and some for gifts. So that's why I bought so many. But before I did that, I did look it up online, but they didn't carry them. It's like, why? Okay, so let me see if you can still see if I have this up like this. Okay, it needs to be right there. So far my glue stick has been working good, gluing on these labels. So it's been working out nice. And especially for tutorials, because, you know, then I don't have all this drawing time and gooiness and all that. That could have been more perfect, but whatever. I'm fine. I'm not right on top of things, you know, the way I would be if I wasn't doing a tutorial. But you gotta be under the camera, or people can't see. Okay. All right. So this is the back of the sleigh. Okay. So now we're going to use this picture here. Oh, that's just gorgeous. Love her work. Let's see if you can see this up close. Look how fabulous that is. Isn't that just gorgeous? Oh. And what's weird is she used to have a YouTube channel, because I went to her, the lady who makes these dolls, I went to her YouTube channel because I wanted to see, she had a craft room or a studio tour of her room that she made these dolls in. And so I went to it, and I loved looking at it. And then she had several interviews and all kinds of stuff. And now she's not on there. Or if she is, or if she is, and you know, sometimes if you don't go visit a certain website or a certain channel, YouTube channel, they'll just knock you off. Not the people, but YouTube will. Maybe that happened, but I don't have her. I'm not subscribed to her anymore. I know, 'cause I remember it started with an M. Anyway. Okay. And even the pictures she takes of her stuff are so cute. And these dolls right here are a picture of 3 dolls that she did, and they're under a Christmas tree. And there's Christmas bulbs right on there, you know, hanging above their heads. See? That's a Christmas tree, a white Christmas tree. So cute. So look how adorable this is. Isn't this adorable? Okay, so what I want to do next is I'm going to take my Stabilo. Now, you can use a Stabilo. You can use a watercolor black pencil. You can use a water-soluble crayon. You can use a wax, an oil pastel. If you use an oil pastel, you don't need to wet your finger to smear it. You just use the heat of your own hand, of your own finger, with an oil pastel. So what I'm talking about is we're just going to go on the edge lightly, just so we can get a little bit of framing going around. Okay. I have my little baby wipe here, and I'm just wetting my finger on the baby wipe. And if you get yourself outside of where you want the black at, just wipe it off with the baby wipe. So see what that does? It just gives it a little bit more of an edging. Now, if you wanted to smear a little bit of the black through here, you could do that. But I just like the softness of how this looks. So that's why I'm not doing that. Okay. Same thing with this. And the way this is angled, because it's a sleigh, it's angled up. So you guys, I'm in frame as much as I can be. Okay. There's no white on here, so I'm just going actually on the container itself, on the sleigh itself, right up against the picture. Okay. There we go. And we still want softness, so if we get too much black, you can just take it and wipe it off, because basically a Stabilo is a watercolor pencil. If you get too much on there, okay? And I love that. Okay, let me show it this way too. Let's see if you can see better. There we go. Okay, so now we'll go to the other side. And now I'm just going to stick on the white part of this label. And you guys go to Graphic Fairy right now and look under French labels or French country, and they have these labels right now. And you know, Graphics Fairy doesn't always have the same labels, so go over there now and get them. Get yourself a master copy. What I do is, whenever I find something I like, I make a master copy, and I keep all my master copies together in a certain folder, so that whenever I want to use that image again, I can. Because like, I'm going to use these same images, like whether it's those dolls or this here. I like to use these in my mixed media junk journals, or my mixed media junk journals, or just my mixed media journals, period. And then that way I always have these images right at hand, so I don't have to go to my computer, which I haven't saved in my computer, but that's a huge pain to have to always go to your computer to find the images you want, especially if you're someone like me that's always constantly saving images. Yeah, it's just like too much. Okay, so okay. There we go. And then I got a little too much black right there, so I just wipe it off with my baby wipe. And if any of your stuff comes off and a little bit of red showing through, like I have a couple little spaces right there, I can just take a little pink or a little white and put it over that. So, but it's barely any, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so let me just bring this up so you can see how that looks. Isn't that cool? There's that. Just bringing this up so make sure you see all the images. And there's that one. Okay, so it's just going to be the same thing on the white one, right? So we're not going to do the whites. I'm not going to do the white sleigh with you because Santa sleigh, because it's the same thing. But I will show you the pictures that I'm using. For the front, I'm using this one. Okay. This is on the same sheet as the front of the other sled that has the smaller ones. So that one will go here. I'll either have that go there or I'll have this one go here. I'm not sure. It says Chocolate La Barre Paris. So either that one's going to go there or this other one. I have to make a decision. These right here will go again on the sides. These are the same ones. And then on the back, look at this one. Oh my gosh. And now I did have to cut these down a little bit because they're 4x6 and I needed to be a little smaller. So I did trim them up, and then I did corner chop the corners. Look how beautiful her work is. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then that will go on the back. And you guys can see the pictures because I did pretty much all of it looks the same on all 4 of them. So you saw the pictures beforehand, and then there'll be pictures, close-ups afterwards, so you can see everything close up. And now you guys know how I did it. Super simple, but so effective and so cute. I am going to do another video. I don't know if I'll do it. I'll probably do it in December after I get my house decorated for Christmas, because these will take a little longer. But I want to take more of these sleighs, and I'll probably do them for gifts. I want to do more of these. I'll put it down like this. More of these sleighs with covering them with felt, then covering them with lace, and then covering them with all kinds of wedding appliques, doilies, flowers. Yeah, make them really, it's like shabby chic that way. But that takes a little time. And right now I'm trying to finish up all my DIYs and get to my decorating. Because I want to be decorating. I should have been decorating on the 1st, but I've been doing DIYs. So by next Monday, by this coming Monday, I want to have all my DIYs done and be able to decorate for the next. I want to be finished decorating for Christmas by the 1st week of December. So I know that sounds crazy, but my whole house, I turned it into a Christmas, shabby chic Christmas wonderland. Every part of this house. So it takes like 3 or 4 weeks. So it's intense. So it takes time, and I want to be able to enjoy it since it takes so much time. So usually I'm done somewhere between the 1st of December and like the 5th or 6th, somewhere in there. So, okay, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you guys like it. I love these. Yay. They're so cute. I have them sitting down because otherwise you're not really looking at much. So, I guess that is it for this one, you guys. So make sure you go find these Santa sleighs. Oh, these Santa sleighs, I found them actually right below where they had the Christmas bags. So they'll be by the Christmas bags, the Christmas boxes, somewhere like that. They're red. That's all I've seen them in. I wish they would have been in white because it wouldn't have been so hard to cover. But I told you how I covered them so that you can cover them up with paint. And I think that's it, you guys. All right. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you give this video a thumbs up, any comments or questions, leave them below. Come visit me on Facebook and Instagram. And I have a Facebook group, and I don't mention it enough. It's called Our Magical Little Place. Any crafts that you do, you're always welcome to come there, join, and I'll accept you. And post whatever craft you're working on. If you make one of these sleighs, Christmas sleds or Christmas sleighs, I'd love to see it. Any other Christmas DIYs, anything you're working on, any craft you're working on, we'd like to see it. So you can come there, you can share your channel, you can share what you're working on. If you have things for sale, you can let us know about that. If you have an Etsy shop, I like mine just to be an overall benefit to the community, so that it just opens up everything to all of us, as much as possible. Oh, also, if you would, I've been asking this for the last few videos, if you know anybody who would like my channel, or like the DIYs I do, or the mixed media that I do, or the Dollar Tree hauls, if you could think of just one subscriber and share my channel with them, I would be so appreciative of it. And that is it. So you guys, remember, do something nice for someone today. And remember, my friends, we are more alike than we are not. Okay, you guys, that's it for this one. I'll talk to you guys soon. I got a couple more DIYs and I'll be done. Probably 2 or 3 more and then we're done. And then I got to decorate my house and then I'll do a Christmas tour. Yay! Okay, guys, talk to you guys soon. Bye!